Here we go.
Cool. All right, so here we go. This is a new segment. You guys are going to be our guinea pigs, but we're going to blind rank. You guys are going to blind rank 1 through 10 different game.
Like favorite scenario to play in to least favorite scenario to play in.
Okay.
Okay.
How many are there going to be?
There's 10.
There's 10.
10. Okay.
And you're going to rank them 1 through 10.
Okay.
So 1 being like that would be your favorite
And I'll
setting.
keep track of what you
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 10 is obviously I do not want to play there ever.
Awesome. Okay.
So first up we have
The Meg Show is on full display in the dome. Let's go!
The Megan Show continues. Carney to Tyrell.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Meg Show. As you can tell, we're in a little bit of a different setting here. I know it's probably not as good as our usual one, but it's fine. We are here at the WLL Inaugural Champ Series, and today we have 2 very special guests with us. If you can look straight ahead, you will see Izzy Scane and Erin Coykendall coming in from Northwestern University. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
So just to give a little bit of a background about who we have in our presence, and we are so happy to have them here, a little bit of a rundown for Izzy Scane. If you do not know her, you do not watch women's lacrosse. But it's fine. We'll give you a little bit of a background. Izzy is a 2-time Touraton winner for the 2023-2024 seasons. She won the highly ranked Honda Sports Award in 2023 and 2024. She's been Player of the Year, Attacker of the Year. I have to literally read this as how many awards she's got here. She's got Big Ten Attacker of the Year in 2021, 2023, and 2024. Big Ten Tournament MVP and NCAA Tournament MVP in 2023. She also has, in most recent years, broken Charlotte North's all-time points record in the NCAA. And if we look right over to her left, we have another name who needs no introduction, but Erin Coykendall. Her list is about the same length here. She's a 5-year letter winner at Northwestern. She started in 83 of 87 games for the Wildcats. She is ranked 2nd in Northwestern history and 6th in NCAA Division I history with 197 career assists, and she also notched 171 goals during her career. She's a first-team All-American for USA Lacrosse and a first-team Big Ten Conference status in each of her 3 final 4 seasons, and one of 3 Wildcats to register 100 or more points during the 2024 season. So guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Hope that rundown wasn't too much to listen to, but gotta show appreciation for the sport. So just to dive right in, let's kind of talk about both of your biggest seasons for Northwestern, winning that national championship. If you can kind of walk us through that start to your season, what was kind of your mantra? What was your mindset as you kind of stepped into the season, your first practice on the field? What were you guys thinking as you were heading into that?
I think one of the biggest things was just like having gone through the season we did before and losing in the fashion that we did. That was like a huge motivator for us. Even like individually throughout the summer when we're going home and training and like over Christmas break. So I think it was just kind of like we're just gonna go leave it all out on the field, kind of surrender the outcome and just like go ball out and see what happens. I feel like that was like a big thing that our team really bought into that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for me, one of the bigger things was I was coming fresh off an injury, like a year-long injury. So a lot of people have gone through that. You've gone through that. So for me, the biggest thing was just like playing the best version of lacrosse that I could and just enjoy as much as possible. I think anyone who like takes a little bit of a break from a sport knows how excited they are when they get back. So obviously losing was horrible the year before. Like everyone hates losing. So coming back fresh off the injury, I was just like, all right, let's have as much fun as possible. And if we can win, we can win. Thankfully, obviously that's what happened. But for me, I was just very, very pumped to be playing and back on the field with my friends. So that helped me just take a lot of pressure off of the year. And I think allowed us to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. The injury you mentioned, you had torn your ACL, you're coming back from that. You had an unbelievable year. What sort of got you through that injury? I know everyone has something different that sort of pushes them through. What was your mindset going through? What helped you, I guess, to most get through those tough months of rehab?
Yeah, I think it helped a lot that I was still so involved with the team. I think going through that alone would be a pretty tough thing. So to have a bunch of girls around me that were still on the team, still had a season going, still focusing on winning and trying to be successful, trying to like pour all my energy into them as much as possible was something that kind of took my mind off of like how difficult recovery can be at times. It can be painful and long. So kind of throwing myself into my teammates and into Northwestern was something that I thought helped me a lot. And then also just like trying to enjoy like being very thankful that like I'm so lucky I'm like at Northwestern where they have great recovery things, they have great treatment, they have all these things that are going to help me get back that not necessarily everyone has. So those were things I just tried to like focus in on when the days seemed long or hard or I was getting a little bit down. And yeah, I feel like it allowed me to enjoy even though it was like a tough time in my life.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then if you were watching Northwestern's game, either after the injury or before, Izzy and Erin have had a crazy connection out on the field. So kind of on the other side of that for Erin, how do you think that affected your game as far as kind of maybe taking a different role on the field?
Yeah, I think it affected like on the field, but also kind of my mentality. It's like you can't take anything for granted, and so I think that's like something that we kind of took as a team. Like you see Izzy go down and it's like awful, and so as a team you're kind of like, okay, it's next man up mentality. But personally I think just trying to like be a little bit more of a leader. Obviously you have someone who's like so successful in the years prior and kind of like was that offensive leader throughout that whole time, and then just like on the field trying to a little bit like I guess mature a little bit and just be a little bit more of a leader and like a calming presence on the offense, and communicating was probably where I kind of stepped up a little bit, I would say. But yeah, I think just mindset wise, like with all of us kind of being like, all right, like sucks to see. You see you're like going through all the recovery every day and all, like it's not fun. And so it's just like you're grateful to be there and be healthy, and trying to just like use that to kind of fuel us.
For sure. As Meg mentioned, Izzy and Erin have unbelievable connection on the field. Their chemistry, everything about the way you guys play together was just so fun to watch. What sort of took your guys' game to the next level, your chemistry? Like, what do you think was the biggest difference, or what did you guys do to help build that chemistry throughout your career together?
I think one thing, which I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing, we're both like very deathly competitive. And I think that's something that we both always had in common. Like if there are two people going at it at practice, it's probably the two of us in a really good way that like pushed us both to kind of be at the top of our game. So when you put two people like that, like going towards the same goal, I think it's a really fun environment to be a part of. Like we both just like tried to push as much as possible to just become like the best version of ourselves on offense that we could. And I think another thing that helped a lot too is like Erin and I have very different styles of play. Which in some ways that like could seem like a bad thing, but I feel like it allowed us to kind of like feed off each other's strengths and weaknesses in a way that like helped us both just become like better versions. I just thought it was so fun, like being with someone that I knew like wanted to win as bad as I did. So it just always made it really easy to work with her.
Yeah, I think just to kind of like touch on something she already did, but like I'm sure you guys kind of like can attest to this, but when there's no competition between like the two of us, I think it makes it so much easier. Like that you guys like there's no competition of like who's scoring the goal. Like we don't care who's scoring the goal. Like you know what I mean? Like you guys have that connection as well. And so I think it just makes it so much easier because everything like you can have like the sickest goal and like like Meg's gonna be the one. You know what I mean? Like vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it's like kind of the same thing. Just like supporting each other, not caring like who scores, like who's doing what. Just like kind of playing free and playing off each other.
Yeah, and I feel like that, especially with your national championship season, that felt like such kind of a, not like a big plot line, but a big overshadow for your season. Like when we were watching or scouting you guys, you're trusting each other on offense, and it was more of if she scores, fantastic. If I score, fantastic. If you get this pass, fantastic. If you get this ground ball, all these good things. It kind of felt like you could see it as you were playing, like the amount of trust you had in each other and like the amount of kind of humility that it was just like, we're in this as a team, and we win as a team, we're going to lose as a team, but the more we play unselfishly, the more chance we will have a success. And obviously, it does show. You guys have a ring, which is fantastic.
Awesome. So let's dive into that national championship, that Final Four. I guess just walk us through that weekend, what that was like, preparation, scouting during the game, like everything that you guys are going through, how you guys prepare at Northwestern. It's obviously different amongst different schools, but just walk us through that Final Four weekend and give us like a little recap.
Yeah, I think in terms of preparation, like a big thing for us was always focusing on ourselves. So we were playing Denver to start. We hadn't seen them at all, really. I think we saw them one time my sophomore year, early in our career, but like they had gotten so much stronger since that point, and they had a great year leading up to it. And so, there was like a lot of talk about, I think it was like number one scoring offense versus number one scoring defense, and like there was so much outside noise leading up to that game. And I think our biggest thing was just focusing on ourselves and what we do, and how we can kind of attack that defense. And like obviously we have to scout their offensive players, but we weren't too focused in on like what they were doing, more so what we were doing, and just kind of trusting that what got us to that point is what was gonna work. Like we weren't going to change anything just because of, they were the number one scoring defense. We were really trying to focus in on just really honing in like what got us to that point. That's what's going to kind of take us to where we want to go. So I think that was the biggest thing to start that weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, I think another thing too was a lot of us, we had a pretty veteran team just with all the COVID fifth years and injuries and stuff like that. So we had a lot of girls that were older and had been there before. Not even just like from our team, but like we had transfers that had been in really big games, had been in like tournament championships, and kind of knew the like weight of those situations sometimes. So I think a really big focus for especially the upperclassmen was to like try to alleviate the weight of that and just be like, this is like any other game. It's like any other weekend. Like Erin and I had been to Final Fours every year. We'd been at school and lost in the first round every year. We'd been there. In the semis we lost. And so that's something that, like, obviously in the back of your head, you're like, oh crap. Like,
No,
it's so scary. And like, but like as upperclassmen, we were like, it doesn't matter. Every year is a new year. Every year you have like a new opportunity to do well. And so like focusing on ourselves, focusing on like enjoying the weekend. I remember like really intentionally being like, soak up this weekend. Like we're coming towards the ends of our careers. It's the end of the season. We made it to last weekend. Like let's soak it up, enjoy. And I think that just allowed us to like play a little bit more like free. And obviously it worked out, thankfully. But.
Yeah, I feel like our mindset going into that was like, what's the worst that can happen? It's like we lose in the Final Four, in the in the semifinals. Like we had done that, so it's just like, let's just go out there and like let it all like just go like balls to the walls, like all of it. Just like if we lose, we lose, but if not, like let's just like we're gonna go down swinging. So that was kind of our mindset.
Yeah, and to be in the Final Four for every year that you've been in college is just such a feat in itself. And in the end, to be one of 4 teams after a year of prep, a season of playing, and you're down to that last weekend, it's so special to be there. And just all the vibes, you really do just want to kind of soak it in and really appreciate it, because you get to have your home fans in the stands. You have a bunch of people from wherever you are, if you're in Cary or you're in Towson or whatever it is, those local fans come in too. So you get to see such another kind of generation, another chapter of people that are coming in to support you, which feels so huge, because sometimes when you're at home, you don't get to see all the people that are watching you. But when you kind of get into these different locations where you have 4 of the best teams in the country kind of coming down to it and having their support there, you can really feel their momentum, which also plays into the game as well, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you guys get it. You were there.
We went there.
All right.
Get the losing part.
No, it's awesome. It's so sick to get that far. You guys get like, it's so nice. Like, I feel like the whole worry, at least for our team, was always like, we didn't want season to ever end. Like, it was so sad to think about like that team coming to an end, that season. So like, so much of it is like, make it to the Final Four, which is great. Like, you guys made it to the
like
last weekend possible every year, which is just like so sick.
Like you extend your time, like the maximum time with with that group, and then like once that weekend's over, like that group will never be together. So it's just really all about
It's a
like,
weird
soaking
feeling.
in.
It really is
So
like
weird.
at least from like the bus ride home, that's not the best one that you want. Like, you're kind of soaking it in the fact that, oh, like I'm like I don't go to practice on Monday, or like I'm not going to see these girls, I'm not going to line up with my stretching line or something like that.
So weird.
So it's definitely a little bit of a weird feeling, but I'm sure the winning feeling is obviously a little bit different, but it's still kind of a realization of the next chapter of what's coming too. And then obviously for you guys, you had another season, didn't quite end the way you wanted. However, you did get back there, you did fantastic things, and now we're kind of moving on into a professional setting, right? We had a great summer, and now we're here in February with the WLL. And Izzy, you have been such a foundation of the WLL with your promotions for it and just like your style of play. So if you could kind of just, now that we've been here for a few days, give us your thoughts on how you're feeling about Sixes, how you're feeling about the league, and then we'll bounce to Erin for that too.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think I got lucky enough that I got pulled in early-ish on. I think I was on the later half of people that got pulled into just like creating it and making sure that we were getting like the point of view from players specifically.
Yeah, totally.
They did a really good job of making sure they're hearing from women specifically, not just like copying straight off the men's side of it, and hearing like what's worked with certain things in the past. And I think they've done such a great job of like hearing our perspectives, like making sure that we're trying to make like the best product possible, not just for people watching, but for like the girls that are a part of it. And I think that's always been the really cool part of just like seeing the intricacies behind the scene, because there's so much that goes into it that like you wouldn't really think of until you kind of see it. And it's just really cool to see how much hard work has gone into like just coming to this week. All the girls that are here are just such phenomenal players. So it's a really fun group to be around, and being here for a couple days, like I mean, we got really lucky. Our team's awesome. Like, it's so fun to be with you guys. Like, we've known like each other for a while, just like through college, knowing each other and like having mutual respect for each other as players. It's a really cool thing to like be here and like actually like soak it in and get going. Like, games have been sick. We've only had one so far, but just continuing forward. Yeah, I think it's been awesome so far. It's been really enjoyable.
Yeah. Erin, if you have anything you want to elaborate on there.
No, not really. I mean, I think, like, as you said, our team is sick. Like, it's been so cool. Obviously, just super lucky to continue to get the chance to play and play with, like, I feel like it's so fun. Like, I was hyped when I saw our roster, because I was like, we have, like, such a creative, like, good mix of people and, like, personalities and stuff. So, yeah, I was just, like, super pumped to be able to play with, like, all the Q's girls. I feel like that's been a staple every year, is that, like, first game of the season, maybe like second, but really early game of the season.
I
Like,
just love throwing us in the first week.
there's nothing like it. And those are like always one goal games.
Yeah, too. Which makes it exciting.
Yeah, but
Start to
it's
the season.
cool. Yeah, it's cool.
You know, definitely more fun to play alongside these two.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join
Join
them.
up.
That's what they said. Although I would say we probably split in college.
50-50, I'd say.
Right?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd have to pull it up. I don't know.
know.
But probably.
Yeah, I think maybe 50-50.
Yeah.
We'll go 100% while we're here though.
Yeah, for sure. Just going off of Champ Series, if you had to pick, I guess, one thing so far that's been your favorite. Tough
Which I know we're
question.
kind of early.
Yeah.
I know we have more games
Sort of
to
like
play,
halfway
but
through. We've got one game under our belt. We've spent, I don't know, how many days together now?
Mm-hmm.
4, 5? I don't
I'd say
know.
Thursday.
5.
But if you had to pick, I guess, your favorite thing so far, or what you're looking forward to the most, what would it be?
I think it's like getting to play with like a new group, and like, I don't know, I think it's sick. Like, I think it's sick to play with you guys and like all the Q's girls, and you know, we have like Belle and Kylie, so like getting like to put all those different styles of play together and like find a way to kind of mesh like how we're used to playing with like how you guys are used to playing, and like kind of combining that, just kind of creating like a super dynamic style of play, I think has been really fun, and just getting to like know each other and hear about like everyone's different kind of experiences, but similar experiences in the same way.
Yeah, I agree. I think our scrimmage was fun, because I think that was the first time we like played full together. Like similar to what you're saying, it's just like fun to play with new people, like understand their styles. And I think our scrimmage was very like lighthearted, because it's a scrimmage, so you don't really have the pressure of like winning and losing. So I feel like we had a really fun time with our group. Like, we're getting really excited about anything that was going on, because I don't know, sixes is such a different game than full field. So to get out there and finally like play a scrimmage, a game against another opponent that we want to beat like all together, I feel like we had a lot of fun. And then obviously winning our first game was great. Everyone loves winning.
Oh, yeah.
And it was super close, which I think is super exciting. Trailing all game and coming back, like that's the kind of stuff that I feel like you remember a lot. So it's fun to do that with the group and just kind of get our foot in the door and get our first scrimmaging game out of the way.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, Erin, like what you said, we've all played against each other for so long. We know how each other play, like we've scouted each other, and now to put all of our minds and skills together and figure out how we're going to fit and mesh the best is very like interesting and a unique opportunity that you don't always get, and we didn't know we were going to get this a few months ago. So I think it's been very just interesting, fun. We've learned so much just from each other, from Colleen and Molly, our coaches. But yeah, I think it's been very cool how they just set it up to put Northwestern, Syracuse. Obviously, we have Kylie from Stony Brook, Belle from BC, but then Boston is BC and Notre Dame. Like, those girls now get to play and mesh together. It's a very just unique setup.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. The IQ is so fun to play with, and just to even be in practice and kind of just go off of like, oh, maybe here we try this, or, you know, you're great at this. Let's kind of push towards doing these different things that we can all play to our strengths with has been so much fun. And for the rest of the week through Monday, hopefully, knock on wood, New York Charging alongside us three. We will be playing. We'll play Friday, Saturday.
Hopefully by Sunday.
hopefully by Sunday so we can kick the pups. Monday is the WL inaugural Champ Series championship. Don't know who it'll be between. Hopefully it'll be charging, but a lot of games, a lot of talent this week. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Make sure you guys are watching on ESPN, and let us know who you're rooting for. And if it's not us, that's fine.
If it's not us.
Yeah, if it's
Don't
not
comment.
us. Yeah.
It's not us.
We don't need to hear it.
Just subscribe, but don't comment.
Yeah, like, subscribe,
Yeah.
don't comment.
All right, let's get back into college real quick. We've got a big matchup coming this weekend. Northwestern versus BC. That's a rematch of the national championship. Who do you guys have winning? I can only guess, but what would your score prediction be?
Oh,
It's at
Hmm.
Northwestern, so
Yeah.
the Eagles are heading west.
traveling. Obviously Wildcats coming out with the dub.
Yep.
Score predictions is an interesting one. I'm feeling like a little bit lower scoring. I think both sides have insane goalies and defenses, so I don't even know maybe we'll go 17-15 Wildcats.
That's low
Low
score.
Hello? Are we playing sixes?
Let's see. I guess I don't know. You're right. That's fine. Fine. Bad prediction. Fine. Wait, I'm
I
keeping
thought you were
that just
gonna
in
say
case it's right.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say 7.
No,
No,
go with your gut.
no.
Go with
I
your
was
gut.
I was gonna go like a 14 to 12.
Is that low scoring?
15 to 30. I mean, it's not hot. It's 17 is not. It's definitely not low score.
Fine.
Yeah.
17 is more than
Yeah.
what we had in our sixes.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a 14 to 12.
Yeah, I like that.
Northwestern, of course. Yeah.
All right, let's go. What is your final four prediction?
Ooh. Going with the Cats. I would say BC.
We need someone like new.
I think. Yeah.
Big time.
I would. Low key, like. I think Michigan.
Yeah, I was gonna
think
say that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't know. Yeah.
You don't, no, you
Yeah.
don't have to say.
Yeah, I would. There's definitely gonna. I would say it would be another ACC. I would say probably Cuse or UNC.
UNC.
Yeah.
Their girls
Yeah.
back that were in.
Yeah, they have a lot of new faces that are obviously insane players. So yeah, I'd say the last spot either UNC or Syracuse, just because I feel like you guys always.
I was
manage
gonna
to
say
get
I
there,
feel like
which is sick.
those games, especially like I feel like you guys always end up playing
You know how
like
at the end of the year.
late, and it's like you play regular season late and then you play ACC championship, and it's just like. It's just like someone wins this game and then whoever lost that game is winning like in the ACC. It's just like
It's so crazy.
Very
So
Differences
crazy.
this
It's
season.
yeah.
But loving Big Ten with Northwestern, Maryland, Michigan. I'm a big Michigan. I'm on
Meg's
the
on the,
she's
she's
on the
on,
boat.
she's
There.
on the Michigan
I-
bandwagon.
So I love Michigan. I think they're gritty. Hannah Nielsen, head coach. I think she's putting together a fantastic team.
Definitely.
I think last year they were kind of, I don't want to call it a breakthrough season because it was fantastic, but there's another level for them to get
Yeah.
to, and I really, really think that they can get there this season. So I'm big on them this year. So I'm glad you guys have them in there. I love that.
Michigan native, have to say. I hope it happens.
Yeah.
Hope they have a good year.
Speaking of Final Four, Northwestern will be hosting the national
Yes, so
championship
exciting.
in 2026. What are your thoughts?
Unreal.
I think it's sick as an
awesome.
alum.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
I hope Northwestern makes it because I
Yeah.
think that would be so cool to
So
play Final Four on your home turf.
Home turf.
And that time of year is like so beautiful
Yeah.
on the lake too. Like you don't want to go in the winter, but in the middle of the summer, like coming into June or end of May, I guess technically, it's such a fun environment. So I think it's gonna be awesome. I think
Yeah.
it's really cool that they decided that. And yeah, like you said, if the Cats can make it, that would be very ideal because that'd be so cool to have like a home field.
Yeah.
Final
I think it's
Fours.
Home
sick.
field advantage.
So
Easily,
awesome.
100%.
I think it's sick for the game too. Just
Yeah.
like getting out to the Midwest. a
Yeah, it's
little
the
bit.
furthest it's ever been.
For sure.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Furthest west, I think ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Midwest again. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Born and raised.
So my entire personality from a non-traditional.
Yeah. Non-hotbed.
Not a hotbed.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no one would know.
Yeah.
I never talks about it.
Cool. Just a few other questions and then we will dive into a new fun segment we have. But I guess why Northwestern? What was like your second choice? Where else were you looking?
For me, it was kind of always Northwestern. There was like a pipeline from Rochester, winning national championships when I was little, so I was always watching Northwestern. In my 3rd grade letter to myself, I said I wanted to go to Northwestern.
That's
So,
awesome.
We love
for me,
manifesting.
yeah. For me, it was really always Northwestern. It's just like everything.
Yeah.
Facilities, academics, athletics, Kelly, like the coaching staff, just the whole program I thought was, it's like historic. It's just women's lacrosse. Like I feel
It's a
like
staple university.
yeah, you're like a women's lacrosse school, and like being there and like being so successful, especially like the women's sports at Northwestern since we
So
got
great.
there have been like incredible. So
Mm-hmm.
just really cool to see like the support that once you step on campus and you see the support that they actually get, and you're like dreaming of it, and then it all is actually like how you pictured it. Just like couldn't really write it up any better.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I was similar. I very quickly latched on to Northwestern when I started playing. It was right when they won like their like 7th national championship in a row, and I was like, oh, like that's where I'm gonna go. Perfect. Like when I was like,
Fine,
in, like
yeah.
I was like, all right, perfect. Now I know where to go. It was like before I knew anything about lacrosse. I just like picked it. Obviously, Midwest, great, not too far from home. And then yeah, like Erin said, it's just like such a historic program. Kelly's done such an incredible job, and we used to like hear stories of Kelly like picking girls like who are running down the lake, like running down Lakeshore, had never played lacrosse before, and turning them into like all-American lacrosse players. So like you hear stuff like that, and as someone that like had just started playing, I always thought like, oh, like that's the type of program or a type of coach I want to be under. And then on top of that, like academically, it's an awesome school. So I really like that piece of it too. And campus is beautiful. So yeah, it's a great
It is
place.
nice.
Definitely. Going off the academics, let the people know, what did you study when you were in college?
Undergrad, we both did the same thing, communication sciences and disorders. And then my 5th year, I did a master's in sports administration.
Yeah, I got a master's in management at our business school.
Okay.
Nice.
So we did like basically speech pathology undergrad. We both were in like the same classes. I don't know if Erin, I think similarly, we both like thought we'd go into medicine a little bit, and then that's why we picked that degree, and then
Some
both
crossover.
went into like more business oriented
Yeah.
masters.
It's really cool.
Smart. Nice.
Fun.
Wow. If not be me.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could play another sport in college, not lacrosse, what would it be?
You go first. Gymnastics.
Like really? Yeah, gymnastics. No, I did gymnastics growing up. I was a competitive gymnast. No big deal. I just like flip over the couch. No, I don't know. I think the hype around basketball right now is so unbelievable. So that'd be sweet, obviously. But like I'm trying to think. I've always said like I wish I could go back and like make myself a really good golfer so that I could just like travel to tropical places,
Yeah.
play golf. Like
Golfers they've got it.
they've got the like, and I'm not saying it's not hard like training wise, but like I feel like you just like kind of do your, I don't know. That's not
I
down-
don't know. Golf's
That's
easy.
No, the sport itself is so difficult, but like I don't know, like I feel like training wise, like you wouldn't be doing sprints. Like we
Yeah.
have to do sprints. I
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
like running. So
Bells.
it sounds awesome. Like you just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that it's not hard. I'm not discrediting how much hard work goes into golf playing. Anyway,
It's hard. Playing hard.
For me, I think if it was like in terms of like being good at something, it would like the sport I always played was soccer, but if I could choose anything to be good at, it'd probably be tennis. I think tennis is sick.
so sick.
I love watching like the US, like we go to the US Open, and I don't know, I just think it's so entertaining.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Good choices.
What about you guys?
What would I have done? So I would have played soccer just because I played soccer my whole life. Loved it. But yeah, probably soccer. I couldn't have done basketball. I'm not great
You
at it.
have the height.
I know. You know what? I've been told, I've been approached, but
Syracuse came calling for that 5th year.
no, but I told them I couldn't do it.
For that.
Prior commitments.
My like second sports like that I'm good at would be basketball, but if I could pick anything, I'd probably do like ice hockey.
So sick.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
sick.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
I love skating. So yeah, probably that.
Good answers.
Here we go.
Cool. All right, so here we go. This is a new segment. You guys are gonna be our guinea pigs, but we're gonna blind rank. You guys are gonna blind rank 1 through 10 different game. I have scenarios, but it's not scenarios. It's like different game settings, I guess.
Like favorite scenario to play in to least
Yeah.
favorite scenario to play in.
Okay.
Okay.
How many are there gonna be?
There's 10.
There's 10.
10. Okay.
And you're gonna rank them 1 through 10.
Okay.
So 1
Okay.
being like that would be your favorite
And I'll
setting.
keep track of what
Yeah.
you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 10 is obviously, I do not want to play there ever.
Awesome.
Okay.
So first up, we have at Denver. It's a night game. It's snowing and it's in altitude, obviously.
I don't want to. I don't want to go 10 immediately. I don't want to waste 10, but
Well, 10 for something crazy. Like
8.
8 or not? 8.
Yeah.
8. We'll go 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
8. Next we have one sec. Got some.
Okay.
Next we have let's go away against Syracuse in the Dome.
Ooh.
I mean, it's fun. But you guys are so good. Like,
Yeah.
at home. And, like, it's, like, totally your arena, which is, like, really scary walking into. Like, it's, like, your
nothing
place.
personal, but it's like I feel like I can't hear anything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
And yeah, and it's like those are the games that you kind of need to like hear what your coach is saying.
Not
I'd
that
say-
low, though.
No, it's not. I mean, it's definitely like up there. Like I love being able to wear my short sleeve jersey in January. It's awesome. Or February.
So, like,
Yeah.
I would say like a
4
4 or
5.
5. Yeah.
4 or 5.
4. Let's go 4.
4. Yep.
4.
It's
Gotcha.
like a cool. It's a really cool environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah.
You just would rather be the home team.
Yeah, and not play.
Understood completely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so sick.
Yeah, it's a cool area. All right. Third, we have you're going to Florida, 2 p.m. smack middle of the afternoon, hottest point of the day. It's 90 degrees and sunny.
9.
Yeah. Low,
Like-
low.
Yeah.
We don't like the heat.
And the Florida heat, like humidity. I just
The humidity is insane.
Yeah,
I
Hate playing there so much.
we played it like sun, like the sun was going down. I'm like, it's too hot.
Yeah.
yeah. No, we never did, but like some.
Yeah.
I'm a cramper too, so like. So like that, yeah. No, that's enough.
Low.
Okay. 4, it's March, middle of the season. You're flying west to USC. You're stealing a time change.
I'd say like a
3.
Okay.
yeah.
5, we've got home game outside on the water, mid-March, windy conditions, possible snow in the forecast. You're indoor, you can't play inside that game.
We can't play indoors.
You're outside on the water.
What do we have left? 5, 6, 7, 1, 2.
You have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10.
Like,
Yeah, probably
but
5.
it's still, it's like good to be home, pretty, and it's usually not that. It's not as bad as it always seems like it's gonna be. So 5.
But if it's windy,
If it, yeah,
she said windy conditions. so-
you pick. Yeah.
I would say 5, just because that means that leading up to it, the whole week we have to practice outside too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
Okay, you're hosting the playoffs. You've got home field advantage in May on the water.
Yeah, 1.
1.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Really?
better. It's so.
Well,
yeah.
were we supposed to leave? We should. Might be needed.
No, it's probably just gonna be like
It is
inside.
aw-
I would rather play like in May outside.
yeah, it's beautiful that time of year.
Yeah.
Let's go 1.
I think that's sick.
And it's
yeah.
so
Okay.
that time of year is also just like so exciting.
Yeah.
So fun.
Okay, next we have at Maryland on their AstroTurf.
Ugh.
10.
10.
Terrible.
Sorry. It's like a cage fight.
It is.
That's freezing,
literally
but
like
it is terrible.
It's like, and I don't know. There's just like a rivalry with Maryland and
yeah, Big 10.
The
like, you don't
AstroTurf.
wanna go to Maryland.
the shin splints that you get from like
That's
You
how
fall,
all my
practicing on the turf.
That's
if you
Heartburn's
fall,
crazy.
you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you're done.
You don't get back.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad.
Yeah. No.
Okay, next we have national championship game in Cary, North Carolina.
What year?
We have it.
You have a choice to make here.
What do we have left?
You have 2, 6, and 7.
Oh.
It's a national championship.
Yeah.
Either way, it's great to be there.
Yeah, I would say 2.
2.
Okay. Next we have inside at Notre Dame.
6 or 7.
7.
Yeah.
That's
Good. That's
last we have the St. James Arena.
Oh. No, sorry, but that's all we got left. I think we crushed that.
That was
That's a solid-
pretty good
that's
list.
That's actually
Yeah.
perfect.
What want me to run through it?
Yeah.
Okay, so their favorite place to play is playoffs at home. I feel like that makes
On the
sense.
water.
Yeah.
On the water.
Yeah.
2 would be the Natty in Cary. 3 is USC. 4 is Cuse. 5 is outside at Northwestern. 6 is St. James. 7 is Notre Dame inside. 8 is Denver in the snow. 9 is Florida in the sun. And 10 is Maryland on the AstroTurf. I think you guys crushed that.
Yeah, that was great.
This is a solid
I
list.
could have probably the last 3 could have bumped around a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was good.
It's a
Yeah.
solid list.
I stand by that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Thank you, Izzy and Erin, for joining us on the Meg Show. We're so grateful to have you guys. Make sure you guys tune in this week to the WLL Inaugural Champ Series. Come see New York Charging. If you're around, come watch us. We're around. And
Bulls up.
Bulls up.
go Bulls, go Charging. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.